And we're live inside the Villa Vicentia Court in the Enrique M. Razon Sports Center in De La Salle University. A while ago, we had one game. It was between the NU Bulldogs and the UP Fighting Maroons. It was a quarterfinals matchup, but fortunately for the NU Bulldogs, they'll be the ones to proceed to our semifinals match, and they'll be facing whoever wins between the San Beda Red Lions and the Letran Knights. But we shift our focus to our 12 noon showdown. It's between the UST Growling Tigers and the Ateneo Blue Eagles. After this, we also have a matchup between San Beda Letran and FEU DLSU. So better stay tuned for some jam-packed games again here in the Villa Vicentia Court in De La Salle University. So good afternoon, collegiate basketball fans. Again, we're live inside De La Salle University for the continuous coverage, quarterfinals coverage of our NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. My name is Cholo Pangilinan, and I'll be guiding you throughout the action. Once again, our 12 p.m. showdown features the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the UST Growling Tigers. But before we continue the action, first let's talk about the latest version of our tournament bracket. Again, a while ago, it was the NU Bulldogs winning against the UP Fighting Maroons, and they'll be heading on to our semifinals match where they will face the winner between Letran and San Beda. And on the other side of the bracket, again, we have this showdown, UST and Ateneo, and later we have DLSU and FEU. So it's really interesting to see who will proceed to our semifinals matchup. Again, as we all know, UP has been a very hyped up team before this tournament, but we saw NU beat them, so nothing is impossible. Again, between these two teams, UST also very hyped. Talking about their last game against St. Clair, it was a lopsided victory for them, 87-55. And basically, they just defended St. Clair, and they got more rebounds, and defense also was the story of that game. They dished out more assists, and of course, we have to recognize their good free throw percentage as well. But one thing to take note, if there's anything to improve for the boys of Coach Pido Horencio, it's that they should avoid committing too many turnovers. So definitely, they'll have to take note of that against a challenging Ateneo Blue Eagle squad. But talking about the player to watch out for the UST Growling Tigers, it's no other than their foreign student athlete. It's number 3, Collins Akoe. He tallied 21 points, shot 7 out of 11 from the field, shot 6 out of 9 from the charity stripe, grabbed 8 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. A very efficient outing for Mr. Big Impact, Collins Akoe. And if you're Ateneo, you have to pay attention to what kind of game he'll be having, and of course, what kind of presence his teammates will have, knowing that the defense will be attracted to the Collins Akoe. Moving on to the last game of the Ateneo Blue Eagles, they were also able to snatch a win against the Mapua Cardinals, 91-83. Basically, they had a better mid-range field goal percentage, but again, if we're gonna choose what to improve for the Ateneo Blue Eagles in that game, they have to improve their three-point percentage, and just like UST, they have to avoid committing too many turnovers. And at this point of the tournament, again, every mistake, every error will have surely a consequence in the end that hopefully, they hope that it won't bite them in the back. So that goes for our Ateneo Blue Eagles. And now we turn over to our venue announcer for our starting 5. Starting 5. Again, our venue announcer currently calling up the starting 5 for the UST Growling Tigers. It's Akoe, Crisostomo, Lemit, Asido, and Sevilla. And for the Ateneo Blue Eagles, it's Bongo, Bahay, Tawano, Adili, and Espina. Once again, this is the NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour, a quarterfinals matchup between the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the UST Growling Tigers. Again, both teams coming off wins. Ateneo winning against Mapua, UST winning against St. Clair. But of course, those games almost won't matter in a situation like this, of course, it's a knockout game. Whoever wins this one will proceed to our semifinals round and will face the winner between DLSU and FEU later. But now, first dibs of this game belonging to the Growling Tigers, as it's Sevilla bringing it down. Sevilla with the basketball. Looking for an opening, uses that pick from Crisostomo. Right side pass, Asido. Inside to Crisostomo. He's against Tuano. Outside again to Asido for 3. That is off to the right. Adili tapping that basketball, but initially it was Ateneo basketball, but looks like our officials reversed the call. So possession will stay with the UST Growling Tigers. Crisostomo trying to get free. Instead it goes out with Colin Sokowe, who again had 21 points in their big win against St. Clair, as Lemet sends it outside to Asido. He goes right. Adili picking him up, this time inside. It's taken away by Andrew Bongo. So let's see if Ateneo can score the first field goal of our quarterfinals game here. It's Tuano with the basketball. Tuano, 15-footer. Won't work for Sean. As Lemet grabs the rebound and quickly goes to the other side of the court. Mark Lemet inside the paint. In and out. But puts it back in for the first 2 points of our game and the first basket of UST. So Jared Bai will be bringing it down against Donovan Sevilla, as Bai searching for options. Espina trying to get free. Tuano gets it instead. Tuano will fire. No good on that wide open triple. But it's tapped by Waki Espina, so possession will go with UST. A chance to build some momentum and make it a 5 or 4-0 start. As Lemet is searching for a teammate. But good defense being showcased by the boys of Coach Tab Baldwin. They're able to force a turnover, and possession will go to the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Forcing to shoot for the Blue Eagles as Bahay has it on the right side. Bahay inside to Adili. Adili inside the paint. Outside again, it's Jared. Bahay thought about the pull-up. Gives it up to Bongo outside. And that goes in for Andrew Bongo. That is the first basket of the Ateneo Blue Eagles this game, as we have almost 2 minutes passing by our first period. Lemet outside to Crisostomo on that right wing. Now up top, he goes left. At the left elbow, inside to Okoe. Able to escape Adili for 2 points. So again, Colin Sokowe, arguably the focal point of this UST offense. And that's something Ateneo will have to take in mind as our quarterfinals game goes by. Meanwhile, Sean Tuano stops outside of Bongo. Can he make it back to back? Not that time for Bongo. Adili puts it back in. And don't get the wrong idea, even though Colin Sokowe is a very skilled big inside the paint, someone like Divine Adili can definitely contain him. As Lemet fires a 3 and he puts it in. And Mark Lemet hits it from downtown, so it's a 7-3 score here. 4-point advantage for the Growling Tigers, as we have over 7 minutes left to play in our first chapter. Adili going to work, puts one up, and good defense being showcased here. Correction, our score is 7-5, so it's a 2-point lead for the Growling Tigers, as Lemet has it on the left wing. Inside to Okoe, backing down Adili. Shot clock at 9 for UST. Okoe puts one up, and he's able to draw a foul against his fellow foreign student athlete. The 2 free throws coming up for Colin Okoe, but first, this basket a while ago from Divine Adili, putting it back in with a cleanup job, and the 3 afterwards coming from Mark Lemet. So 2 free throws for Colin Sokowe, who again had a big game in their last outing against St. Clair. Total of 21 points, 8 rebounds, not to mention only missed 4 times. Shot 7 out of 11 from the field, also 6 out of 9 from the free throw line. So again, that's one of the challenges that most big men have, the free throw shooting percentage. But for Colin Sokowe, you know, it's quite decent. And as I say that, he misses 2 free throws, but good thing UST will have a redo here. 12 seconds to shoot for them as Sevilla was able to find an opening but overshoots it. As Espina has it, almost lost it though, but recovers. Bongo. This time Espina. Adili, outside again, Espina for 3. Basket is good for Wacky Espina. So with that, Ateneo takes a 1-point lead, 8-7, as we have over 6 minutes left to play in this quarter. As Lemit has it against Espinosa. Asido gives it up to Okoe. And Okoe loses it. Last tap by... So correction, no tap by Adili. So possession looks to go with Ateneo. So good defense being showcased there by Divine Adili. Again, I'm sure they did their homework. They know that Collins Okoe is someone that, of course, they should keep an eye on. As Espinosa sends it to Espina on the left wing. Adili. Cross-court pass. The attack by Bongo. He's denied, but a clean-up job for Divine Adili as he makes it a 3-point lead for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Crisostomo on the other side. Fading away. 2 points for Jello Crisostomo. As lead is trimmed down to 1 point again, 10-9.
Substitution, Kyle Gamber comes in for Rocky Espina. Turcaniete comes in for Donovan Sevilla.
Again, 10-9 is our score. 1 point lead for the Ateneo Blue Eagles as they'll have possession. And we have a couple of substitutions here for both of our squads. Let's see if it shall deem effective for both Coach Pido and Coach Tab. So here comes Espinosa and the Ateneo Blue Eagles. A chance to extend this thin margin. Espinosa outside. No good that time. And Okoe pulling down that rebound. Crisostomo with the basketball. Crisostomo still with it. Puts one up and gets that basket to go. So we have a whistle coming from our officials. It's called on Crisostomo. So possession will stay with the Blue Eagles. As again they have, or they're trailing by 1 point here, 11-10. A chance for them to reclaim that lead. As we have over 5 minutes left to play in our opening chapter. Espinosa gives it up. Ateneo looking for options here. Leal attacks, outside again to Espinosa. Espinosa, jump stop, outside. They try a deep ball, but that won't go in. Lemit pulls down the rebound. UST now with possession. Okoe inside, trying to make his presence felt. No basket that time, but he'll be shooting 2 free throws.
Hacking foul number 77, Valley Lemon has his first 2 on the Blue Eagles. 2 shots for
So 2 free throws coming up again for Collins Okoe. As UST is right now leading by 1 point, 11-10. A good chance to build some momentum here. And so far, Collins Okoe is struggling from the free throw line, at least this game. But they'll have a redo here. Second attempt coming up for Collins Okoe, who so far has 2 points in this game, make it 3 points with that free throw, along with 2 rebounds so far. Espinosa being hounded by Lemit, sends it to Kiefer Alas. He'll try a 3. In and out for Kiefer. Here comes Kirk Cañete, forwards it to Lemit. Almost lost it. Recovered here by Esteban. Inside Okoe, outside spray. Danting, unable to knock down that 3-pointer. Meanwhile, Gamber will say goodbye. Kyle Gamber gives Ateneo the lead again, 12-11, as we're past the 5-minute mark of our opening chapter. As we'll take a look one more time, again Espinosa recognizing the open Kyle Gamber in transition. And Gamber not disappointing his teammate. Meanwhile, some tight defense being played by the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Although UST will continue to set up their offense. Cañete on the left corner against Leal. Outside Akoe, the big guy, hits a three. And you gotta love the confidence for Colin Akoe as he gives UST a 3-point lead, 15-12. And make it 6 points in this game for Colin Akoe, as we'll check it out one more time. And poor defense that time coming from Ateneo, not recognizing the open Colin Akoe, who shook the world with that 3-point shot. Meanwhile, Gamber sends it outside to Kiefer Alas. The screen provided by Leal. Alas will keep it, gives it up to Gamber. Shot clock at 10 for Ateneo. Espinosa on the right wing. He attacks right. Baseline jumper, in and out for Espinosa. As rebound belongs to Esteban. And here comes Cañete. Inside to Lemet. Mark Lemet inside, going to work. Not that time for Lemet. And Kiefer Alas grabbing a hold of that basketball, but we have a foul called on UST. It's going to be on Charles Esteban.
That's his second three on the Growling Tigers.
As we'll check it out one more time. Again, Kiefer Alas rushing to go to the other side of the floor, but again a foul called on his fellow rookie, Charles Esteban. So Crisostomo checks in the game. Looking to provide some defense for UST. As right now, they're holding on to a 3-point lead. Jared Bahay now handling the leather for Ateneo. Kiefer Alas. Bahay. Gamber. Back to Bahay. Jared swings it to Kiefer Alas. Kiefer looking for an opening. And he'll put one up, and he will put one in. And Kiefer Alas making his presence felt here. Cuts the lead of UST to just 1 point, 15-14. Lemet against Tuano. Lemet crossover move. Mark Lemet outside spray. Esteban hits a three. The left corner triple checks in for Charles Esteban, as lead is now at 2 possessions, 18-14. Meanwhile, Gamber almost lost it. Lemet diving for that basketball, but possession will stay with the Blue Eagles, as they'll have 14 to work with. Amiel Acido checks in for Mark Lemet. So 14 to shoot here for the Blue Eagles. And Bahay looking to receive it. Kiefer Alas will trigger it from the sideline. Gamber. Bahay. The pull-up for Jared. 15-footer is good for Jared Bahay. Score is 18-16. 1 possession game here. UST up by 2 points. Inside find, Esteban. And Ateneo tapped it initially, but Esteban able to recover and score 2 points. And good pass as well coming from his fellow former Tiger Cub. Meanwhile, Adili won't work that time for him, but Ateneo regathers. Alas inside to Tuano. 15-footer and a foul. A sloppy foul called on Charles Esteban. As we'll check this out one more time. Again, a while ago it was Jared Bahay going to work, pulling up on that free throw line jumper. And then this beautiful dish. Again, initially Tuano got a hand on it, but Esteban was able to recover. And still, good recognition coming from his fellow Tiger Cub, Kirk Cañete, former Tiger Cub. But right now, free throws will be given to Sean Tuano. Free throw number 1 won't go in for Sean. So far, still no basket for him this game, and I'm sure Coach Dab is, or will be looking for his production as this game goes by. But so far, we still have a close one here. Only a 4-point lead for the Growling Tigers of UST. As Tuano will miss that free throw, but we have a lane violation against UST, so Toano will have a redo on his second free throw. So far, it has been Divine Adili contributing the most points for Ateneo. So far, has 4 markers. As Toano will get that second free throw to bounce in and makes it a 1-possession game here. As Danting receives it, Danting finishes with the left hand. So Danting makes it a 5-point game here. UST still in the driver's seat as Gamber fires a 3. No good for Kyle. Ball ends up with Kirk Cañete. This time it's Crisostomo. Outside, tapped away. That was Espina. Tapping that basketball away, and good defensive instincts coming from Waki Espina. But first, let's take a look at this ice Danting sidestep move, finishing with his left hand and giving UST a 5-point lead as we have a timeout called here. Stay tuned for more NSAC basketball action. Back inside the Villa Vicentia court in the Enrique M. Razon Sports Complex in De La Salle University for more NSAC quarterfinals basketball action. So far, UST with a 5-point lead as we have over a minute left to play in our opening chapter. It's 22-17, and UST will have a chance to improve this 5-point lead with this possession. They have 19 seconds to work with here. It's going to be Kirk Cañete triggering from the baseline. Cañete, it was Asido trying to get free. Danting also trying to find an opening. But that time it's going to be a turnover for UST. So far Ateneo has been doing a pretty good job in terms of their inbound defense. I believe that's the second time they're able to force a turnover off the inbound for UST. And for now, they'll have to turn defense to offense, as it's going to be Bahay orchestrating the offense for the boys of Coach Tab Baldwin. As Bahay has it up top. Jared. Oh, that's taken away. Porter gives it up to Crisostomo at the break. Crisostomo, eyes on the prize, and he will put it in. And he extends this lead to 7 points, 24-17. As Ateneo will have to trim it down a little bit. Espina fires a 3, and that is blocked by Danting. Meanwhile, Crisostomo at the break. Crisostomo outside again. Cañete trying to find an opening. The spin, the shot. What a move from the rookie. The former Tiger Cub making things happen for the Growling Tigers. And he makes it a 9-point lead as Bahay will try to make things happen too for Ateneo, but he's fouled on that pull-up jumper attempt. So 2 free throws will be given to Jared Bahay. As we'll check this out one more time. Again, Crisostomo had his eyes on the prize, finishes with the right hand on the right side. And then it was Kirk Cañete with a spinner move. scoring against a much bigger defender. Right now, again, it's Jared Bahay with an opportunity to trim down this 9-point advantage for the UST Growling Tigers. So far, Jared Bahay only scoring 2 points in this game, along with a single dime, but it's still early in this one, so I'm sure he has a lot of chances to showcase what he can do for Ateneo. As first one goes in for Jared Bahay, make it 3 points so far. Has averaged close to 13 points per game in our NSAC 2026. Close to 5 dimes as well and 3 rebounds, all in 24 minutes of action. As right now, it's just a 7-point lead for UST. Bahay went 2 out of 2, but we have a call afterwards. So only 27 seconds remaining in our first chapter. As we'll take a look one more time, Asido and Jared Bahay going at it, having a little bit of fun. And you can expect things to get more intense as again we have a quarterfinals matchup. Crisostomo outside, he attacks right. Regathers, pulls up, but not that time Crisostomo. As Bahay quickly rushes to the other side. Bahay taking his time. Cañete assigned to Jared Bahay. Bahay this time against Porter. Hands it off. The fadeaway by Roberts, but that won't fall. And that'll conclude our opening chapter. The score is 26-19, a 7-point advantage being earned by the UST Growling Tigers against the Ateneo Blue Eagles once again in our quarterfinals matchup. But again, that's only our first quarter, so better stay tuned for 30 more minutes of action, and we'll be back after a short break. You're still tuning in to the NSAC 2026 quarterfinals matchup between the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the UST Growling Tigers. After 10 minutes of action, our score is 26-19. Currently a 7-point advantage being earned by the Growling Tigers of the University of Santo Tomas. But it's still early in our game, so a lot of chances for Jared Bahay, Coach Tab Baldwin, the rest of the Ateneo Blue Eagles to regather and to make better plays, find solutions to their problems that were being caused by the UST Growling Tigers. As you see the crowd here in our Villa Vicentia court at the Enrique M. Razon Sports Center in De La Salle University. And again, after this one, we'll have a match between San Beda and Letran, and afterwards, the home team, the DLSU Green Archers, will be facing a challenging FEU Tamaraws for our last game of the day, and expect the crowd to be jam-packed. Again, La Salle will be playing in their home court. But for now, we shift our focus to the second quarter of this game. Coach Pido Horencio and the UST Growling Tigers will surely try to continue this game with momentum. So far, they have a 7-point lead. And in the bigger picture, UST is really trying to find that identity after losing the likes of Leland Estacio, Nick Cabanero. So of course, the likes of Mark Lemet, Amiel Asido, Jello Crisostomo will have to step up next season of the UAP. And of course, transferees like Chris Porter will also have to make his presence felt if UST wants to make a Final Four run. But for now, it's Ateneo with the first possession of our second quarter as Tuano has it. Jared Bahay outside, uses that pick from Tuano. He fires a three and he puts it in. Jared Bahay from downtown. And that is the first basket of our second quarter. Lead is trimmed down to 4 points, but we have a quick whistle from our officials. But first, we'll check this out one more time. Again, Jared Bahay finding some daylight against Mark Lemet and making him pay with that three-pointer, as it's a 4-point lead for the Ateneo, or for the UST Growling Tigers. So let's see if they can answer back with their own first basket of our second quarter. As Crisostomo has it on the left side, gives it up to Lemet on the left wing. The pick provided by Porter. Right now it's Leal against Lemet. Lemet crossover move, the stop, the fade. In and out for Mark Lemet as it goes out of bounds, and possession will go to the Ateneo Blue Eagles. So good defensive stop here for Ateneo. So let's see if they can turn defense to offense. And speaking of offense, so far it has been Jared Bahay leading the charge for them. 7 points so far for J House. On the other side, it's Colin Sacoa and Jello Crisostomo, both with 6 points. As our officials are currently reviewing something, perhaps the last play. Again, whoever wins this matchup will be facing the winner of the matchup between LaSalle and FEU. And on the other side of the bracket, again, NU was able to defeat UP a while ago. Just a 3-point win for them. And I'm sure Coach Jeff Napa and the rest of the Bulldogs are very thrilled with that victory. Again, coming into this tournament and even way back, you know, when they recruited the likes of James Payusing, VJ Pre, they were already very hyped up. But for NU, of course, that's an achievement for them. But again, knowing Coach Jeff, of course, he'll celebrate for a bit, but he's going to be going back to the ball game, if you know what I mean. He's not going to focus on the now. He's going to focus on the next season. So whoever wins the matchup between Beda and Letran will be facing the NU Bulldogs. But for this game, it's still a close one. So if we learned anything from the last game, is that, again, quarterfinals matchups like this, they prove to be very close. As let's take a look on what exactly happened previously. So it was a challenge being used by UST, but that time it was unsuccessful. So Ateneo will be retaining possession. And let's see if they can continue their run here. As so far, it's still no baskets for UST this period. And Ateneo hitting a three-pointer from J House a while ago. As Bahay has it, swings it to Leal. Leal trying to search for Bongo. Meanwhile, it's Bahay. This time it's Tuano. Shot clock at 5 for Ateneo. Bahay for 3. Won't connect for Jared Bahay. Lemet was able to pull down the rebound, and this time it's Asido. But luckily we have a foul, as that would have been a turnover for Amiel Asido. Pass was too high. So Jared Bahay getting called with that foul. So far, 2 team fouls for the Ateneo Blue Eagles this period and none for UST, as Sevilla will trigger the inbound from the baseline. Asido trying to get free, but he'll give it up to Porter instead. Lemet on that right wing against Espina. Hands it off to Crisostomo. And taken away by Espina. Good defense coming from Ateneo, although Lemet with a counter steal. 3-on-3 situation, although Lemet will pull out, gives it up to Porter, and a basket is in for Chris Porter. Score is 28-22. That is the first points of the UST Growling Tigers in our second quarter, as Tuano has it. He attacks right, the spin to the left, outside dish, corner pass, Bongo for 3, and beautiful play for the boys of Coach Tab Baldwin. As lead is trimmed down to 3 points only for UST, 28-25. As we have 2 minutes passing by our second chapter. Bahay at the break, Tuano outside. Now that time for Sean Toano. Bahay able to end up with it. Gives it up to Espina. Still nothing for Ateneo, as Toano tried to save it but ends up with Asido. And UST will try to score a basket in transition. And we have an offensive foul called on Mark Lemet.
Offensive foul number 14, Mark Lemet. That's his first.
As you can see it in his face, the great disbelief of the very aggressive Mark Lemet. Then again, our officials have the best angle of the action, so whatever they call is, whatever call they make is whatever it is. Right now it's a 3-point lead for the UST Growling Tigers, 28-25, but a good chance for Ateneo to trim this down to just a 1-point lead, or perhaps tie it with a 3-pointer. As Adili hands it off to Espina. Waki Espina, the floater. Not that time for Waki Espina. Adili trying to get it back, but Crisostomo ends up with it. Lemet. Outside. And this time it's Crisostomo. Almost lost it. But we have a whistle called on the Blue Eagles.
Only foul number 7, Ian Espinosa. That's his first 3 on Blue Eagles.
28-25, 3-point lead for UST. Again, a chance for UST to extend this lead, but we have a timeout called here.
Time out. UST.
Currently, it's 28-25. UST will have a chance to extend this 3-point lead after this timeout with 7 minutes remaining in our quarterfinals matchup. Back inside the Villa Vicentia court in De La Salle University for more NSAC quarterfinals action. So far, it's a 3-point lead for the UST Growling Tigers, 28-25. 3 minutes passing by our second chapter. In a 14-second possession here for the Growling Tigers, it's Ivan Kalum with a baseline trigger here. So let's see what they have in mind for this possession. As right now it's Kalum being guarded by Espinosa. Lemet trying to get free. He does. Adili on Lemet. Lemet attacking. Lemet the reverse. That goes in for Mark Lemet. And so far Lemet with 7 points in this game, along with 4 rebounds and 2 dimes, as Adili was able to put in a basket after Espinosa found him open. So a good counter for Ateneo, but still they're trailing by 3 points here, 30-27. Asido against Akoe. Asido, the runner, basket and one for Amiel Asido. A chance to make it a 3-point play. And more importantly, extends this UST lead to 5 points, 32-27. As we'll check it out one more time. First, this beautiful dish from Ian Espinosa to the open Divine Adili inside the paint. And then Amiel Asido taking advantage of that open lane and puts in the floater inside the paint. Bonus freebie coming up for Amiel Asido. So that was his first basket of the game. So far he's tallied 2 rebounds as well. Averaged close to 13 points per game, 5 rebounds and 3 dimes in 20 minutes of action for our NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. And he's able to make it a 6-point lead here after converting that into a 3-point play. So Ateneo will have to set up their offense here as Kiefer Alas sees action once again, but will lose it. Good anticipation coming from Mark Lemit, but he's unable to score in transition. Meanwhile, Espinosa and company dodging a bullet that time. Bongo to Espinosa. Kiefer Alas gets fouled on the act of shooting. It's going to be called on Mark Lemit. So 3 free throws coming up for the highly touted Kiefer Alas. And so far, Kiefer has only scored 1 basket in this game. But he makes his first free throw, make it 3 points so far for him. Averages close to 13 points per game along with 3 rebounds and 2 dimes in 19 minutes of action in our NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. A second free throw checks in for Kiefer. Last free throw coming up for Kiefer Alas. And he'll go 2 out of 3. As right now it's a 5-point advantage for the UST Growling Tigers. Correction, it was 1 out of 3 for Kiefer Alas. I'm sure Coach Tab is looking for his production, but right now it's Akowe looking for a basket. But he won't get it as Adili was able to defend him very well that time around. Meanwhile, it's Espinosa stopping, searching for a teammate. Adili gets it, hands it off to Kiefer. Alas attacks right. Alas to Adili. Good fake, the shot. Not that time for Adili. And he's unable to get it back. Lemit tried to get it for UST, but we have a whistle called on Ateneo. Adili also tried to get it back for Ateneo, but it's going to be a foul on Adili, and 2 free throws shall be given to the UST Growling Tigers. A good chance for them to extend this 5-point advantage. Over 5 minutes left to play in this second quarter, as it's going to be the very aggressive Mark Lemit shooting free throws here. So far has 7 points, 5 rebounds and 2 dimes. Averages close to 10 points per outing, 5 rebounds and 3 dimes in 22 minutes of action so far in our NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. And heading into season 89 of the UAAP, I'm sure Coach Pido Horencio identifies him as one of the potential main men of this UST squad. As first free throw checks in for Mark Lemit. Second free throw coming up. And Lemit goes 2 out of 2. Makes it a 7-point advantage for the Growling Tigers. And he'll take a breather here as Cañete checks in for him. And this time it's Bongo against Cañete. Espinosa setting up the offense for Ateneo. Alas back to Espinosa. Good passing here by the Blue Eagles. Espinosa outside. Espinosa, high pass inside the paint. Ateneo having a hard time as they're unable to convert. Meanwhile, Asido unable to knock down that 3-pointer. Kiefer Alas with the basketball. This time it's Espinosa. Toano receives it on the left side. Outside it's Espinosa. Back to Alas. Thought about the 3. Shot clock at 10 for Ateneo. They have time. Toano, the handoff again. Bongo pulls up. That won't go in. As possession will go with UST. So a good stop here for UST. Even though Ateneo had good ball movement, they weren't able to find the best shot possible. So right now it's Kirk Cañete bringing it down against the very pesky Ian Espinosa as Cañete sends it out. Asido on the right side of the arc. Akowe unable to get it, and Barua able to take it away. Kiefer Alas missing at the doorstep as Cañete will lose it on the other side, and Ateneo will dodge a bullet. So a chance for Kiefer Alas and the Blue Eagles to redeem themselves after Alas missed that fast break attempt. So right now, Ian Espinosa searching for options for the Blue Eagles. Espinosa up top, thought about the three, sends it to Kiefer Alas. And he's unable to redeem himself as he misses that right wing triple. This time it's Cañete to the corner, Danting. Danting will fire one, but won't make one as it ends up with Andrew Bongo. Gamber has it for Ateneo. To the corner, Bongo tries one and makes one. And Bongo trims down this lead for UST. It's just a 4-point game. Cañete on the left side. Cañete searching for a teammate, finds Danting on his left side, gives it up to Porter. Outside again, Asido fires one, answers back with his own triple. Amiel Asido so far with 6 points in this game and makes it once again a 7-point lead for UST. Gamber, one more time for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. So a while ago it was Bongo hitting, at that time it was Gamber. And not to mention Ateneo also getting a steal. Alas, one more time for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. 3 straight 3-pointers for the boys of Coach Tab Baldwin. And just like that, we have a 1-point game. UST with a thin margin here. Let's see if they can answer back. And let's see if they can do some damage control here as Cañete sends it to Danting. Shot clock at 5 for UST. Inside to Akowe and a foul called on Barua. Let's check this out one more time. A while ago it was Andrew Bongo hitting it from that left corner. And then afterwards, Asido answering back with his own right wing triple. And then afterwards, it was Kyle Gamber contributing his own 3-pointer, that time from the left wing. And then Kiefer Alas concluding it with that right wing long distance connection. But right now, it's Colin Akowe with a free throw here. First one goes in for Colin Akowe. Second free throw coming up. So far, UST with a 2-point lead, a chance to make it 3. Some damage control here for the Growling Tigers. Akowe goes 2 out of 2. So it's 40-37, a 3-point advantage for the Growling Tigers as we're nearing the 2-minute mark of our second quarter. Ian Espinosa being hounded by Ivan Calum. So Ateneo now taking their time. Gamber to Espinosa. Right side pass. Alas unable to hit the 3. Rebound belongs to Barua after Crisostomo initially got it. Meanwhile, Barua was looking for a foul but didn't get one as UST will have a chance to score in transition. As Sevilla has it, UST will take their time after all. Sevilla inside to Crisostomo. Crisostomo inside to Calum, the reverse. And good decision for Ivan Calum. Quickly putting it up and drawing a foul. So it's the rookie Blue Eagle, J.M. Leal, getting called for that foul. So far, UST only at 2 team fouls, and Ateneo already at the penalty. 2 free throws coming up for Ivan Calum. First free throw is short for Ivan Calum. Second free throw coming up for Ivan Calum. I believe played his second year for UST last season. So the next one will be his 3rd season as UST gets it. And Sevilla missing at the doorstep. Would have been a good chance for UST to give themselves some distance again after Ateneo hit a couple of three-pointers. But right now, it's Bahay and company looking to make things happen. Jared Bahay drops it off to Barua, but we have a turnover. So the Growling Tigers now with a chance to extend this 4-point lead. Sevilla manning the point guard spot for Coach Pido Harencio. This time it's Colin Sakoe backing down his fellow FSA Barua. And Colin Sakoe with an emphatic flush. And makes it a 6-point lead for the Growling Tigers. Meanwhile, Barua trying to answer back. He won't, but he's going to be shooting 2 free throws. Let's take one more look again. Colin Sakoe escaping Barua and flushing that one home. What an emphatic finish for Colin Sakoe. More importantly, it's now a 5-point lead for UST, but first free throw went in for Barua. So second free throw coming up. And Barua will go 2 out of 2. So he's able to retrieve that lost 2 points a while ago being scored by Colin Sakoe. Answering back in a not so emphatic way, but still 2 points is 2 points. So UST now back with a 4-point lead as Sevilla has it on the right side of the arc. Gives it up to Akoe. He's against Barua. Let's see what Collins has in mind. He's gonna back down Barua. Akoe reverse. That won't go in. Good defense from Barua. As Jared Bahay gives it up to Kiefer Alas. Inside to JM Leal, the rookie, unable to put in that basket.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
14 to shoot here for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Let's see who tries to get free. Gamber will trigger it from the baseline. Leal asking for it. Instead, it will go to Jared Bahay. Barua inside the paint. Barua will score. As Colin Sakoe falls to the floor. And hopefully he's all okay. But we'll check it out one more time. Again, Leal. Obviously unintentionally pushing off Colin Sakoe, leading to that Barua open basket. So right now it's a 2-point lead for UST. 43 to 41. As we have 27 seconds remaining in our second chapter. Meanwhile, it's Gamber. Gives it up to Bahay, almost stolen here by Calum. Jared Bahay using that pick from Barua. And a fishing expedition here for Jared Bahay, as he's able to draw a foul against Ivan Calum. And a chance here for Jared Bahay and the Ateneo Blue Eagles to take the lead with 3 free throws, or maybe tie the game up. First free throw here for Jared Bahay. So far has 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 dimes, as first one goes in for Jared. Averages close to 13 points per outing, 5 dimes, and 3 rebounds in 23 minutes of action so far in our NSAC 2026. Second free throw here for Jared Bahay. So far has played 2 years with the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Season 89 will be his 3rd year. And it's interesting to see how him and the young Kiefer Alas will mesh together in that Coach Tab Baldwin-led system. First one or second one goes in for Bahay, so this will be his last free throw. And Bahay goes 3 out of 3. And he gives Ateneo a 3-point lead, 44 to 43, or a 1-point lead after 3 free throws, 44 to 43. And we have 23 seconds remaining in this chapter. And we have a full court press implemented by Coach Tab Baldwin. However, Calum is able to grab that basketball off that pass. Calum on the left side of the arc. The pick from Crisostomo. This time it's Asido on the right side. He's up against Waki Espina. Crisostomo has it. Looking for an opening. Crisostomo gives it up to Akoe. He'll try a three. That goes in for Colin Sakoe. And just before our time ends, Colin Sakoe gives UST the lead once again, 46 to 44. A 2-point lead for Colin Sakoe and the UST Growling Tigers as we approach our halftime break. But stay tuned, we still have 20 more minutes of action. And this is, again, the National Student Athletes Championship 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. And at the half, our score is 46-44, a 2-point lead by the UST Growling Tigers after that last second 3-point attempt from the left wing coming from Collins Akoe. And so far, it has been a close game. Again, a lot of lead changes, a lot of back and forth. A while ago, we saw Ateneo hit 3 straight 3-pointers. And for UST, a lot of inside incursions. A slam coming from Collins Akoe. Of course, Mark Limit also making his presence felt. The likes of Jella Crisostomo, Amiel Asido also providing both offense and defense. And for Ateneo, again, we saw Andrew Bongo stepping up. We still have to see more from Sean Tuano, but Jared Bai was definitely there as we take a look at our halftime numbers. Again, it's a close game, so if you're going to look at the numbers, not really much of a difference. +5 in the rebound department for UST. Although Ateneo has a +3 in the assist department, perhaps may have been passing the ball a little bit better in the first half. But as we can see, maybe the two things that really you can notice in the numbers is that UST has 11 turnovers compared to Ateneo's 5. But they do have a +10 in the points in the paint department, 22-12. So even if they weren't able to take care of the ball better than their opponent, the likes of Collins Akoe, perhaps the reason why they have a +10 in that points in the paint department. 22 points again compared to 12 only of Ateneo as we take a look at our leading scorers. Akoe so far with 13 points, Limit contributing 9, Asido adding 6. On the other side of the floor, Jared Bai also scoring in double figures. Bongo has 9, Adili adding 6 markers. So definitely both teams, they have the instruments, they have the tools to advance to our next round. But then again, sad to say, only one can win this quarterfinals matchup. And it's going to be the breaks of the game for sure. I mean, most probably will determine it as we approach our third quarter. So an interesting choice for Coach Pido Horencio, inserting Giro Sevilla, seeing his first minutes of the game. Looking to provide some quality rest for his main guys, but now the backup point guard in Giro Sevilla will have to steer the ship while the likes of Mark Limit, Kirk Cañete are still sitting down. So first dibs of our third quarter belonging to the UST Growling Tigers. Crisostomo denied by Bongo. Good defense from Ateneo. Sevilla unable to hit the 3. So Bahay and company will have a chance to score the first basket of our third chapter. Tuano up top. Left side pass. Bongo baseline drive outside to Barua. Hands it off to Tuano. Sean Tuano looking for an opening. Gives it up to Espina. Bahay, the fake pass, will fire one and will rattle one home. And Jared Bahay scores the first basket of our second half and gives Ateneo a 1-point lead here, 47-46. As UST will try to figure out some offense here as Barua taps that ball away, all fired up. Really determined to defend Collins Akoe, but we'll take a look in this Jared Bahay long distance connection from the right wing, giving Ateneo a 1-point advantage here. But right now it's Sevilla falling to the floor, gives it up to Sevilla. Meanwhile, the attack here by Donovan Sevilla, and he puts it in. So the one and done player of UST contributing 2 points that time around, and gives or ties this one up at 47 all. Meanwhile, Bahay for 3. Jared Bahay one more time from downtown. And just like that, a 3-point lead down for Ateneo. But let's see if UST can answer back. Giro Sevilla gives it up to Collins Akoe. Collins backing down Barua. Akoe overshooting it. Donovan Sevilla tried to get it back for UST, but ends up with Ateneo. Tuano. And Ateneo will take their time. Bahay will shoot it. Not that time. So here comes the Growling Tigers. Crisostomo in transition. And puts it in with dramatic fashion. So we have a tied game. 50 all. Tuano. Outside to Waki Espina for 3. And that goes in for Waki Espina. And yet again, we have another lead change here in favor of Ateneo as Sevilla sends it out to Asido. Asido to Giro Sevilla, who tries a three. As that'll go out of bounds. Last touch on Colin Sakoe, and Ateneo will be getting possession again. So Lemet checking in, replacing Giro Sevilla. Although Ateneo now with a 3-point lead, and for sure they'll try to extend it as Rogers has it. Rogers, the fake, what a move, but just couldn't finish. So Grayson Rogers getting called for that foul. UST will have a chance to trim down this 3-point lead or perhaps tie the game up with a 3 of their own. Asido gives it up to Crisostomo. He'll bring it down against Bongo. Crisostomo will hand it off to Donovan Sevilla. Bahay assigned to Sevilla. Donovan searching for a teammate, directing the offense for UST. Sevilla attacked, Sevilla couldn't score, but Akowe is there for the cleanup job. So it's 52-53, 1-point lead for Ateneo. Let's see what they have in mind for this possession as Bongo unable to hit from downtown, and good contest coming from Colin Sakoe. As we see Femi Edu and Ian Espinosa check in for Jared Bahay and Andrew Bongo. And as we all know, Ian Espinosa providing stellar perimeter defense for Ateneo. So let's see if that's going to be something that Ateneo needs to really put some distance between them and their opponents. As right now, it's Crisostomo against Femi Edu. The handoff to Lemet on the right wing. Lemet gives it up to Crisostomo as he backs down Espina. Crisostomo outside again. Asido off to the left on that 3-point attempt. As Espinosa has it. Couple of hesitations. Gives it up to Adili. Outside it's Espina. Espina gives it up to Roberts. Rogers gives it up to Espina. Left side attack. Espina fading away. Won't work. As Grayson Rogers try to get it back for Ateneo, but looks like last tap on a Growling Tiger. So possession after all will stay with the Ateneo Blue Eagles. During the first quarter, it was UST outscoring Ateneo 26-19. In second quarter, Ateneo outscoring UST 25-20. So let's see who wins in the scoring department for our third period as Kiefer Oles misfires on that 3-point attempt. But looks like he will try again. But still nothing for Kiefer Oles. Would have given Ateneo a 4-point lead here as Lemet has it against Oles. Lemet, the pick from Akowe. Lemet searching for an opening, gives it up to Asido. Akowe getting fouled by Espinosa. So that's going to be the second team foul of the Ateneo Blue Eagles in our third quarter. And still no fouls for UST in this period as they'll have a 14-second redo here. It's going to be Amiel Asido triggering the inbound from the baseline. As Akowe is trying to get free, but it ends up with Lemet on that left corner. Alas guarding Lemet. Lemet inside. Lemet taking Kiefer Alas to school with that and one. More importantly, gives UST a 1-point lead here and a chance to make it a 3-point play. Once again, that is Mark Lemet. So far has 11 points in this game along with 6 rebounds and 2 dimes. Bonus freebie here. Lemet will miss that one, but we have a lane violation called on Ateneo. So Mark Lemet will have a redo on his bonus freebie. Another chance to make it a 3-point play. Again, 11 points and counting for the very aggressive Mark Lemet. And Lemet will make it a 3-point play. And he makes it a 2-point lead here for the Growling Tigers, 54-53. Edu, right side drive, hands it off to Kiefer. Alas stops, fades away. And that's money for Kiefer Alas. able to redeem himself with that basket after Mark Lemmet scored to him a while ago. As Cañete sends it out, Jello Crisostomo, that rolls out of the rim. Cañete puts it back in against Ian Espinosa. So far, Kiefer Alas has 6 points in this game. Ian Espinosa has it, gives it up to Adili. And Adili with a power dribble and then a basket. UST rushing things here. Akowe quickly picked up by Rogers, but this time it's Mark Lemmet. The screen provided here by Colin Akowe. Lemmet fires, denied by Rogers. And good perimeter defense coming from the Blue Eagles, but possession shall stay with the Growling Tigers.
7 seconds to shoot.
Meanwhile, Colin Akowe fading away. Not that time.
Pushing foul number 10, Jello Crisostomo. That's his second. One on the Growling Tigers.
Our score, 57-all. Espinosa with the basketball. Edu using the screen from Adili. Edu being aggressive, hands it off to Rogers. Denied by Akowe that time. Rogers still has it. Shot clock at 9 for the Blue Eagles. Rogers will fade away and will redeem himself after getting blocked with 2 points. So just like that, Ateneo once again with the lead, 59-57, as this game remains to stay close. Lemmet against Espinosa, the screen from Akowe. Lemmet sends it to Asido, then to Crisostomo. But he's unable to knock down that left corner triple. And the Blue Eagles will be gaining possession again.
Number 3 is UST calling Akowe for faking a foul. Substitution. Gorilla comes in for the top of Giddy. Mr. Porter for Colin Akowe.
Again, Ateneo with a 2-point lead here, 59-57. And a chance to extend their thin lead as Alas unable to hit from that left corner. Meanwhile, it's Porter. He gives it up to Lemmet. Lemmet drops 2 defenders and then scores 2 points. What a sequence for Mark Lemmet and the UST Growling Tigers. So we have another deadlock at 59-all, as we have over 3 minutes left to play in our third chapter. So possession now with the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Espinosa against Cañete. Espinosa. This time it's Gamber. Ateneo taking their time. They have 12 seconds to work with. Outside swing. Gamber attacks. Outside again. Alas receives it. Alas slips up. Gamber from way downtown. It won't work for Kyle Gamber. And here comes Crisostomo, as he's backing down Ian Espinosa, looking to take advantage of the size disparity. Crisostomo unable to take advantage, but there's an end one. The cleanup job coming from Chris Porter. A chance to make it a 3-point play, and more importantly, giving UST the lead here, as we'll check it out one more time. You gotta love the presence of mind coming from the newcomer, Chris Porter. Bonus freebie here for Chris Porter. I believe that was his first basket of the game, and he makes it a 3-point play. Right now, Ateneo down by 3 points. Kiefer Alas attacks. Alas with an inside incursion for 2 points. So far, Kiefer Alas with 10 points in this outing, along with 2 rebounds and 2 dimes. Lemmet Unable to hit from downtown. Chris Porter denied by Barua. What a sequence coming from Ateneo. Barua with great presence of mind, denying Chris Porter of that putback attempt as Lemet has it now. Lemet, left side drive, sends it outside. Cañete hits it from downtown. And Kirk Cañete extends the lead of UST here as Gamber will try to answer back, and he does! Kyle Gamber contributing another three-pointer here. So right now score is 65-64. A 1-point advantage here for the Growling Tigers. Meanwhile, Porter, the reverse lane is good, as it was Ian Espinosa defending him. And nothing Ian Espinosa could do against a much bigger Chris Porter in that sequence. So make it a 3-point lead here for the Growling Tigers, as Espinosa has it. The screen from Barua. Espinosa outside to Alas. The fake, the drive. Bounce pass inside. JM Leal losing it on his way to the cup, as UST now will try to take advantage. Cañete against Espinosa. And UST trying to make things happen, but we have a whistle from our officials. As we'll check this out one more time again. Kyle Gamber hitting yet another three-pointer for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. So far, Gamber with 11 points in this game. As we have someone down here, I believe that's Mark Lemet, and hopefully he's all okay. As our medical team is currently assisting him right now again. Hopefully he's all okay. It's going to be a big hit for the Growling Tigers if he's unable to return to this game. So far, Lemet has tallied 14 big points, 6 rebounds, and 3 dimes. And UST outscoring Ateneo in this period only by 1 point, 21-20. And that's a proof that this game is really close, and Coach Pido will surely need the services of Mark Lemet, so hopefully he's all okay. And right now he's all standing up, walking towards the end of the bench, holding an ice pack to his head, so hopefully he's able to return. But right now, Coach Pido will have to operate without one of his main gunners in Mark Lemet. So the young guns like Charles Esteban and Kirk Cañete will have to step up. Actually, Cañete, Lemet, and Esteban are all former Tiger Cubs. So there's a connection between those three. But right now, a different kind of connection will be searched for by the UST Growling Tigers, as they're up by 3 points here. And I'm sure they would like to put some distance between them and Ateneo. Meanwhile, Helter Skelter ends up with Jared Bahay. Bahay, high pass inside. JM Leal missing at the doorstep. Leal fumbling that chance. Crisostomo almost did the same, but he gets fouled. So 2 free throws shall be given to Jello Crisostomo, who so far has 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 dimes in this game. Under a minute left to play in our third chapter. Jello Crisostomo with a pair of free throws here. First one goes in for Jello. Again, so far an all-around performance for him. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 6 dimes. All in 23 minutes of action so far. Averages close to a double-double. 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 dimes in 23 minutes of action. And expect Coach Pido Horencio to demand more from him, as right now they're currently missing the services of Mark Lemet. As Leal sends it inside, ends up with Gamber. He'll try a 3, and he puts it in! Kyle Gamber is feeling it from downtown. Again, 11 points in this outing, along with 2 dimes. That's so far for Kyle Gamber. As Porter has it. Defended by Adili. Porter hands it off to Esteban. And we have a foul called on the Blue Eagles.
Only foul to Kyle Gamber, penalty, that's his third foul.
Ateneo right now at the penalty, so 2 freebies shall be given to UST, but we'll take a look at this helter-skelter sequence leading to a Kyle Gamber left corner connection. 2 free throws coming up for the rookie Charles Esteban.
2 shots for Charles Esteban.
Formerly played for the Tiger Cubs and has been elevated to the Growling Tigers roster. Of course, played for the Batangilas program as well. Him and Kirk Cañete played last season for the Tiger Cubs. Recently committed to the UST Growling Tigers. Also played recently in the UAP 3x3 basketball tournament. But right now, that's going to be a miss for Charles Esteban. So lead is at 2 points here. 69-67 in favor of the Growling Tigers. As Bahay inside to Leal, outside again. Tuano to Bahay. Shot clock at 10. Bahay the pull up from the elbow. In and out for Jared Bahay. Still ends up with Ateneo. Gamber unable to hit from long distance. Gamber and Bahay reaching for that basketball, but that's going to be the end of our third quarter. Score 69-67, a thin 2-point lead for the UST Growling Tigers. So this game is still anybody's ball game, and if you want to know who wins here, you better tune in to our fourth and final quarter. Still, this is the NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. You're still tuning in to the NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. Our score as we approach our fourth quarter is 69-67, a 2-point lead for the UST Growling Tigers. And so far, again, no team really earning some distance over the other. As a matter of fact, in our third quarter, both teams scored 23 points each. So that's a big proof that this game is almost even, but then again, we only have only one can be deemed the winner. So it's interesting to see how both of our squads will approach our last quarter here. And so far, leading the charge for the UST Growling Tigers is Colin Sakoe with 15 points. Again, Mark Lemit scoring 14 points, but hopefully we'll see him soon. As of now, he's not in the floor. Chrysostoma also adding 9 points, but on the other side of the floor, Jared Bahay with 16 big points. Kyle Gamber with 11 points in this game. A lot of three-pointers being connected, coming from Kyle Gamber, and then Kiefer Alas, the rookie, contributing 10 points. So again, if Ateneo wants to win this one, someone will have to take their game to the next level. As right now, UST able to get that possession away from Ateneo and score the first basket of our fourth and final quarter. Porter inside the paint. Porter outside. Akowe this time. Collins Akowe getting called for a traveling violation. So far, Collins Akowe with 15 points and 7 rebounds. But that time, it's a turnover for him. So UST still with a 2-point lead, but Ateneo can either tie this one up or take the lead with a 3. Jared Bahay steps back. Gamber has it. Gamber gives it up to Bahay. Leal in the middle. Attacks the lane. Fades away. In and out for JM Leal. As Donovan Sevilla attacks the lane. Sevilla outside to Cañete. Cañete leading the offense for UST. Let's see what he has in mind. Leal against Cañete. Outside to Sevilla for 3. That goes in for Donovan Sevilla. And with that, it's a 5-point advantage for the UST Growling Tigers. As Sean Toano sends it inside to Adili. Ateneo looking for damage control. Leal to Gamber. He loses it. No foul call. UST will try to take advantage. 3-on-2 situation. Sevilla loses it. Toano to Leal to Bahay. Jared Bahay back to Leal. Beautiful passing from the Ateneo Blue Eagles. And with that, lead is trimmed down to 3 points, 72-69. As Sevilla has it against Bahay. Porter back to Sevilla. Off to the left. Last touch on Chris Porter. The possession will go by the Ateneo, but we have a timeout first here. Called by Coach Tab Baldwin and the Ateneo Blue Eagles as they're down by 3 points with 8 minutes remaining in our fourth and final quarter. You're still tuning into the NSAC 2026 quarterfinals pace. A while ago, it was Donovan Sevilla hitting a 3. We also saw a basket from JM Leal. Beautiful passing and transition coming from the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Right now, it's a 3-point lead in favor of UST. But very manageable if you're Coach Tab Baldwin and the Ateneo Blue Eagles. No need to panic. We have a lot of time remaining in our fourth quarter. Almost 2 minutes only passing by. So right now, Ateneo will have possession, but UST implementing a full court press here as Jared Bahay is being hounded by Kurt Cañete. So let's see what's the play here defensively for UST as Bahay has it. Bahay against Cañete. Bahay and Ateneo taking their time. Bahay swings it to Gamber. Good ball movement from Ateneo. Bahay to Gamber. He's denied by Limit. Good save. And good defense showcased by Mark Lemmet. And good to see him back on the floor after hitting his head a while ago. I'm sure Coach Pito Horencio was looking for his presence. Right now, Akowe picking it up, gives it up to Cañete. Back to Collins. Akowe looking for a teammate, finds Cañete, and we have a foul called on Kyle Gamber. So very quick cut there coming from Kurt Cañete. And you gotta recognize as well the awareness of Colin Sakoe. So right now, Kirk Cañete will be shooting freebies here as they're up by 3 points, but a good chance for them to make it a 2-possession lead. So right now, Kirk Cañete at the line. So far has 7 points in this outing, 5 rebounds and 4 dimes. Make it 8 points with that first free throw going in. Kirk Cañete in 10 minutes of action in our NSAC 2026 averages close to 4 points, 1.5 rebound and 2 dimes. And not bad at all for the former Tiger Cub. Him, Lemit, and Esteban are all former Tiger Cubs. So right now, it's a 5-point lead for UST after Cañete went 2 out of 2. Meanwhile, Mark Lemit says goodbye after taking that basketball away. And he makes it a 7-point lead now as Bahay almost lost it. Cañete hounding Bahay. Tuano to Adili. Adili to Alas. The fake. The attack. Alas off the window. Some damage control for Alas and the Blue Eagles. So lead is at 5 points here. Meanwhile, Lemit has the basketball. Outside it's Cañete. Swings it up top to Asido. The screen provided by Akoe. Asido has the basketball inside to Collins. Akoe almost lost it. Picks it up inside the paint. He puts one up. That is too strong. Now Ateneo with the possession here. Sean Tuano attacking the lane. Outside to Alas. The swing to Jared Bahay. Quickly picked up by Cañete. Shot clock at 9 for Ateneo. Bongo to Adili. 15-footer. Won't work for the Blue Eagles. As Kirk Cañete being told by Coach Pido Harencho to take things slow here. Asido. The screen from Akoe. Asido pulls up for a 3. And that's not gonna go in for Asido, as we have a wedgie here in that UST possession. So a jump ball call will be the verdict of our officials. But either way, Ateneo dodging a bullet that time around. As we all know, Amiel Asido is a very capable 3-point shooter. But right now, Coach Pido Harencho calling a timeout for the UST Growling Tigers as they're up by 5 points, 76-71. We go back inside the Villa Vicentia court in the Enrique Razon Sports Complex in De La Salle University for this quarterfinals matchup between UST and Ateneo. So far, it's a 5-point lead for the UST Growling Tigers as we have over 6 minutes left to play in our 4th and final quarter. And so far, UST scoring 7 points in this period compared to Ateneo's 4 points. And a chance to score even more here for Mark Lemit and friends. Lemit looking for some daylight. He's against Adili. A lot of contact between Divine Adili and Mark Lemit, but a foul is called on Ateneo. So 14 to shoot here for the Ateneo, or for the UST Growling Tigers. Ateneo will have to defend this 14-second possession of UST. So Akowe gets free, gives it up to Asido. Alas assigned to defend Amiel Asido. This time it's Mark Lemet attacking. Lemet, very aggressive attack. And 2 free throws will be given to Mark Lemet. He apologized to Kiefer Alas for unintentionally hitting him. So you gotta love the sportsmanship being showcased by the seasoned Mark Lemet and the very young Kiefer Alas. So Collins Akowe will take a breather here. Chris Porter looking to provide some defense here with his size and durability. But right now, it's Mark Lemet at the free throw line. First free throw is a swish. Second free throw here for Mark Lemet. So far has 17 points in this game. Will go 1 out of 2. Bongo able to retrieve that rebound for Ateneo. Espinosa gives it up to Rogers. Back to Espinosa. Espinosa will use that pick from Bongo, gives it up to Rogers. This time it's Adili. Inside the Bongo, outside again. Alas, the fake, the attack. Inside incursion, won't go for Kiefer Alas. As right now, Ateneo down by 6 points here. Asido against Alas. This time it's Cañete. Cañete, the pick from Porter. This time Asido. Lemet on the left side, attacks left. And puts it in off that fadeaway. 19 points and counting for Mark Lemet. And more importantly, UST now with an 8-point lead. But there is a long bomb coming from Grayson Rogers. Much needed basket for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. As leads trimmed down to 5 points. Porter having a hard time. Taken away by Grayson Rogers. In transition, here comes the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Ian Espinosa from downtown. It won't work. Adili gets it back. Adili tried to go for plan B, but he'll be shooting 2 free throws instead, as we'll take a look one more time. A while ago it was Mark Lemet. Right side attack. Off that fadeaway, and then Grayson Rogers. Nobody there to pick him up. Adili providing a good pick here. So 2 free throws here for the foreign student athlete of Ateneo, Divine Adili. First free throw goes in for Divine Adili. Second free throw on his way. So far, Divine Adili tallying 8 points, 4 rebounds, and a single dime. Adili will go 1 out of 2. So lead is at 5 points here for the UST Growling Tigers. Crisostomo having a hard time. Crisostomo picks it up. Cañete has it. Cañete high pass to Asido. Shot clock at 6. Lemet, left side attack. Inside to Asido, taken away by Kiefer Alas. 2-on-2 situation. Rogers against Akowe, and he's denied. And good transition defense coming from Collins Akowe as he stays composed and unfazed. But right now, Ateneo will have a redo here. 19 seconds to work with for them. Barua hands it off to Kiefer. Alas against Sevilla. Alas loses it, and Sevilla picks it up for the Growling Tigers. Right now, it's a 5-point lead for them. Rogers against Sevilla. The pick from Akowe. Almost a steal here by Bongo, but Lemet recovers for UST. Mark Lemet going solo. Limit, step back. Akoe has it. He'll fire one. Off to the right. Limit getting it back. Limit, good fake, but loses it. And Barua retrieves it for Ateneo. So a bullet dodged yet again for UST. Right now, Rogers puts it in. Grayson Rogers hitting it from downtown. A much needed basket for Ateneo to stay close with UST. Score 79-77. With 3 minutes remaining in our fourth and final quarter. Cañete against Rogers. Crucial possessions coming up for both of our squads. Akoe with the basketball. Guarded by Barua, gives it up to Cañete on the left side of the arc. He fires one. No good. However, Crisostomo gets it back for UST. Crisostomo, good fake and good shot. Scoring 2 points off that beautiful footwork. So with that, it's a 4-point lead here for the Growling Tigers as Espinosa sends it out. Rogers thought about the three, will send it inside to Barua instead, but he wasn't looking. So that's going to be a turnover for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. As we'll check this out one more time. It was Grayson Rogers hitting it from that left corner. And then Jello Crisostomo off that beautiful footwork, able to get a basket of his own. And right now it's a 2-possession lead here for UST. 4 points to be precise. So the 5 now for UST, it's Lemet, Sevilla, Asido, Crisostomo, and Akoe. And for Ateneo, it's Espinosa, Alas, Espina, Tuano, and Barua. And so far, it hasn't been the best of games for Sean Tuano, only scoring 1 point, along with 3 rebounds and 2 dimes. And I'm sure Coach Tab Baldwin is looking for more of his production. You can never be too late, as we still have 2.5 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Let's see if Sean Tuano can contribute some big shots for Ateneo. But right now, it's UST basketball. Ateneo will have to defend UST. Although Lemet will say goodbye. Mark Lemet has been phenomenal this game. 21 big points and counting, 8 rebounds and 3 dimes. And so far, 3 Growling Tigers in double figures. As we'll check this out one more time. Again, Lemet leaking out, finding an opening, saying goodbye, and scoring 2 points. And more importantly, makes it a 6-point lead for the Growling Tigers, 83-77. And we're hearing some Ateneo, one big fight chance, ironically, in our Villa Vicentia court in De La Salle University. And that is the beauty of our college basketball campus tour here in the NSAC. You know, rivals like Ateneo and De La Salle able to visit each other's courts and get a feel of what kind of environment each court, each school has to offer. But right now, it's UST offering a 6-point lead against Ateneo. And Ateneo playing catch-up here as we're nearing the 2-minute mark of our fourth quarter. Alas with the basketball. Kiefer trying to make things happen. And a foul shall be called on Jello Crisostomo. So 2 free throws will be given to Kiefer Alas, who so far has scored double figures in our game. 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 dimes for the highly recruited rookie. First free throw coming up for Kiefer Alas. Previously played for the De La Salle Zabel Junior Green Archers. First one goes in for Kiefer. Second free throw on its way for Kiefer Alas. His dad, Coach Louis Alas, is currently an assistant coach for Coach Tab Baldwin in the Ateneo Blue Eagles coaching staff. As he goes 2 out of 2. And right now, it's a 4-point difference as we enter the last 2 minutes of our game. And expect things to be more intense here. As Sevilla has it against Espinosa. Espinosa really being pesky against Sevilla, and that works for Ateneo. Stellar defense coming from Ian Espinosa, but let's see if they can convert defense to offense. As we have a lot of physical activity between Espinosa and Sevilla. Again, you gotta love the intensity, the physicality of these two teams against each other. As we'll take a look one more time. Again, Espinosa try that right side attack. Sevilla seem to have fouled him intentionally, saying his apologies, but we saw Ian Espinosa just quickly shrugging it off. Again, you gotta love the intensity between these two teams. As Espina has it. Sideline trigger sends it to Jared Bahay. Bahay looking for options. Shot clock at 12 for Ateneo. They have time to work with. Adili against Akoe. Adili unable to score against Collins Akoe. And Akoe laughing it out, knowing that he played good defense in that sequence. So right now, Lemet and company will try to steer the ship carefully as they hold a 2-possession lead here, 83-79. Over a minute left to play in this quarterfinals matchup. Lemet on the floor, gives it up to Crisostomo. Step back three, rolls out, but Crisostomo gets it back. And UST able to retrieve one more possession. Cañete with the basketball, inside to Asido, outside again, Lemet from downtown. No good for Mark Lemet. And Crisostomo getting it back one more time. Collins Akoe will score 2 points. What a sequence for the UST Growling Tigers as the bench of UST goes wild. Coach Pido, rare to see him smile, but it's good to see it anyway. 85-79, 6-point lead for the UST Growling Tigers. 39 seconds remaining. It's going to be one heck of a challenge for Ateneo, but we'll be back after this short break. (85-79), a 6-point lead here by the UST Growling Tigers with 39 seconds remaining in our quarterfinals matchup. Again, previously it was a Collins Akobe basket. Initially lost it on his way to the cup, but was able to recover and score 2 points. And along with that, his teammates in the bench going wild. Coach Pido even smiling for about 3 seconds. But right now, Ateneo, it's a big challenge for them as they're down by a bunch and time not necessarily on their side for now. Bahay going to work. Jared Bahay puts one up and scores 2 points. Jared Bahay slaying giants that time around, scoring 2 points. makes it a 4-point difference, but it's still a 2-possession game, and we only have 29 seconds remaining. So a foul that time coming from Divine Adili as he was trying to take it away from Colin Sakoe. And we have another timeout here, this time called by the UST Growling Tigers as they're up by 4 points, 85-81. We'll be back for the last 27 seconds of action. Back inside the Villavicencio court in the Enrique Razon Sports Complex in De La Salle University for the last 27 seconds of action between UST and Ateneo. Right now it's a 4-point difference, 85-81. A while ago it was Jared Bahay scoring a go-ahead basket inside the paint among much bigger defenders. Jared Bahay doing everything he can to steer his team into a potential semi-finals appearance. So far he has 18 points, 4 rebounds and 3 dimes, scoring the most points for the Ateneo Blue Eagles, followed by Kiefer Alas. But right now we're seeing the presence of Sean Tuano, who again does not exactly have the best of games, but let's see if he can hit a big time shot here for Coach Tab Baldwin and his teammates. Same goes actually Duaki Espina, who only has 6 points in this game, but another deadly sniper in that Blue Eagles roster. But first, again, before anything else, they'll have to defend this UST possession. So it's going to be Lemet bringing it out for the Growling Tigers. So expect Cañete or Sevilla to try to get free. Ateneo able to tap that ball away, but they couldn't complete the steal. So with that, they have no choice but to foul Mark Lemet that time around. So Espina getting called for that foul, and 2 free throws shall be given to the very aggressive Mark Lemet, who by the way has 21 points in this game, 9 rebounds and 3 dimes. 1 rebound away from a double-double performance for the very aggressive Mark Lemet. However, first free throw is off the back iron for Lemet. So far has played close to 26 minutes of action this game. And we'll have a redo here of his free throw. Second free throw on its way for Mark Lemet. Limit goes 0 out of 2. Ateneo now with a possession. Let's see what they have in mind. Jared Bahay, hounded by Limit. Bahay, not that time for Jared Bahay as he misses at the doorstep. Espina for 3. Bingo! Rocky Espina hits a 3-pointer and is able to cut this UST lead to just 1 point, 85-84. With 8 seconds remaining. What a sequence for the Ateneo Blue Eagles, taking advantage of those missed free throws by Mark Limit, but we'll be back after this timeout. 8 seconds remaining in our fourth and final quarter. As you can see, the crowd here in our Villa Vicentia court in the Enrique M. Razon Sports Complex in De La Salle University. So a lot of fans here. Expect them mostly to be UST and Ateneo fans, but we also have newly arrived fans of San Beda and Letran, which is our matchup after this one. And again, whoever wins that match will face the NU Bulldogs in the semifinals round of our NSAC 2026. But this matchup, whoever wins this one will face the winner of the matchup later between FEU and the homeowners themselves, the DLSU Green Archers. But right now, it's a 1-point lead for UST, and it's their possession. We only have 8 seconds remaining. A very delicate situation for Ateneo, but it's not yet the end of the world for them. Let's see what Coach Tab, Jared Bahay, and the rest of the Blue Eagles have in mind. Again, it's going to be one heck of a mountain to climb here for the boys of Katipunan, but then again, Mark Limit missed 2 free throws a while ago, so who knows? Let's see if Ateneo can make UST pay for their mistakes. As Asido will bring it out from the sidelines. Espina trying to find the one that's going to receive the basketball. Crisostomo was looking to receive it, but right now it's an intentional foul by the Blue Eagles against Amiel Asido. And he's going to be shooting free throws here. And even if he makes 2 free throws, Ateneo can still tie this one up with a 3. As we have 5.9 seconds remaining. So again, it's not yet the end of the world for Ateneo. Still in this game. But they will have to execute their plays in a very strict way. I'm sure USTU will do their best to defend whatever Ateneo has in mind or whatever Ateneo will bring out. But right now, the matter at hand first, Amiel Asido free throws. And that's gotta hurt. First free throw, no good for Amiel Asido. The 3rd straight free throw missed by the Growling Tigers in this crucial stretch of the game. A while ago, again, it was Mark Limit missing 2 free throws. So will Amiel Asido also miss 2 free throws? Second free throw coming up for Asido. He goes 1 out of 2. So make it A 2-point lead for the UST Growling Tigers, 86-84. Ateneo can either win this one or tie the game up at 86 all. But for now, we'll be taking a short break. Timeout called here by the Blue Eagles. Back inside the Villa Vicentia court in De La Salle University, and we have a youngster here that supports the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Wearing blue, so safe to assume he is indeed an Atenean. So quite ironic. Again, we're here in De La Salle University, Ateneo playing here. We have fans from Ateneo. And again, that's the beauty that the NSAC College Basketball Campus Tour brings us. Again, just like what I've said earlier, we're able to see environments from different kinds of schools. Also the schools, you know, rival schools like Ateneo and La Salle able to see for themselves what kind of environment each school has to offer. And right now, let's see what Ateneo will offer, as it's a crucial stretch now for the Blue Eagles. 5.9 seconds remaining. 2-point lead for the UST Growling Tigers, so they either can win the game with a 3-pointer at the buzzer or tie the game up at 86 all. So two options for Coach Tab Baldwin. So let's see what the very cerebral Coach Tab Baldwin has in mind for this next play of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. So from the looks of it, looks like it's Ian Espinosa, the one to bring out the basketball from the sidelines. So the five for them is Espinosa, Adili, Espina, Bahay, and Gamber. Gamber having a good shooting game. So far has 11 points in our outing. So a lot of capable shooters in this Ateneo 5. So here we go, hold on to your seats. Crisostomo will try to bother Espinosa. And it's Sevilla guarding Bahay. Lemit assigned to Gamber, and Cañete, the rookie, playing crucial seconds here, assigned to defend Waki Espina. But wait a minute, we have stoppage of play here. Our referees just making sure that the floor is all dried up. Again, we saw a lot of slippages a while ago, so good instincts coming from our officials. Of course, thank you very much also to our staff, to our utility for aiding to whatever our player needs, whether someone's injured or whether we need someone to mop the floor. Thank you very much. The unsung heroes of our NSAC 2026. And speaking of heroes, it's interesting to see who will be the hero of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. 5.9 seconds remaining. Again, hold on to your seats. Espinosa will bring it out for Ateneo. Crisostomo will try to bother him with his length. Espinosa looking for a teammate. Adili has it. Adili loses it. Cañete picking it up for UST. And that's gonna do it. What defense being showcased by the rookie, the former Tiger Cub, Kurt Cañete, taking it away from Divine Adili and preventing Ateneo from even putting a shot up. There goes our game. Our quarterfinals match between UST and Ateneo comes to an end. And it's Mark Lemit with 9 rebounds in this game. Our final score 86-84. Again, thanks to Mark Lemet. And a team with Jero Crisostomo, Amiel Asido, Colin Sakoe. It's Mark Lemet leading the charge in terms of rebounds and of course the most outstanding player of our game as well. 21 big points for the very aggressive Mark Lemet. And I'm sure Coach Pido Horencio is looking forward to more of his services come season 89. So with that, the UST Growling Tigers will proceed to the semifinals phase of our NSAC 2026. And unfortunately for Jared Bai and the rest of his Katipunan boys, they will go home looking for ways to improve. But it's not yet the end of the world for them. Prepared to see them much prepared in the next season of the UAAP at season 89. Again, Kiefer Alas, Jared Bahay, something to look forward to if you're an Ateneo fan. But for now, UST will go to España with a smile on their faces and with a victory in the bag. That concludes this quarterfinals coverage. My name is John Pangilinan. Thank you very much for tuning in to the National Student Athletes Championship 2026. Our next game features a long-time rivalry between the San Beda Red Lions and the Letran Knights.